Hello, hello, ladies. So I hope everyone is ready for runes, as in rune casting. And I do apologize now that I have not got part 3 up of Runes 101. I will go ahead and get that hopefully sometime this week. It's just been a very busy week. So tonight is going to be rune casting. I'm going to make it very easy, very simple, and I hope it resonates with you. I'll show you just a couple ways that you can do rune casting. I'm sorry, you're not going to see my face tonight, but that's because we have all of this to worry about. So I'm just going to jump in. Go ahead and say hi if you don't mind. I want to make sure that everyone is here. Or at least that everyone can hear me and see me. So can everyone hear me and see me? Okay, well, we're just going to jump in. So let me know if you can hear and see me. I don't see any comments yet. Ah, there we are. All right, Marina, thanks. I appreciate that. All right, cool. So this is the box I keep my runes in. I literally have very designated boxes for different runes, cards, pendulums. I literally have a box for everything. So if I have any runes that are given to me, they go in here. If I have any pendulums or witches runes, they go in a different box. So it's kind of cool. But this is a box that I have designed just for my runes. It's very heavy, it's very old, and I think it's because runes and I connect very deeply to it. So this is my box. What I keep inside, now I only have one set of my runes in here, but that's because of tonight. Normally I'd have both sets that I do have in here. I keep a clear quartz and I keep a bloodstone, okay, inside. This helps charge them for me. Now you can have any crystals you want, if you even want any, but I like to keep crystals inside my boxes, okay? Then I have my runes in its original bag, okay? Now remember, mine are lapradite, and I actually just put these in here because I've been carrying with me to kind of have a nice little chat with them recently. So here are my runes, and then I have my cloth, okay? Now let me tell you a little something about how the cloth works. So you can use an actual rune casting cloth. I'm gonna, set this up while I talk. You can have actual rune casting cloth, or you can have just a normal cloth that's completely just blank. You can have one that, maybe an altar cloth that you use. That's perfectly fine. As you can see, mine's actually a little bit of an altar cloth. But I like this design because, one, I do follow Celtic and Norse very well, and I have this love of the knots. Okay. Now, here is these. I will put them at the 2 tips. Hey. Talk to your brother. Tell him to stop. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. So, I use this, and how I do this is you can literally take your runes. Remember, they are your essence, your soul. You can take your runes, you can grab a handful of them, okay? And then think of a question, but keep it an open-ended question. No yes or no's, okay? This is not pendulum, these are runes. And then you can then toss them. Now, one nice thing I like about this design of the cloth is anything that is outside the circle, I will not count. So there's this one over here, over here, that I will not count. So I will automatically pull that out. Doesn't matter if it's full up facing or down facing, okay? Then I give each point like a destination. So if it's on the left, maybe I'll say anything over here is relating to family issues. Over here, anything is related to career. Over here, maybe I'll say anything that is related to the spiritual side, okay? So then when I cast them, I throw them, whatever area they land on will represent or, give an answer to what you're looking for. Then you can do it a whole different way, where you can have your runes, okay? I'm just going to take these only because I already threw them. And you can literally only pull to the circle. So anything that's in the circle, okay? Now, here's a big thing that's really cool about these, or how I like to interpret them. So back in the day, when they actually read runes, they read only the ones that are facing up. So right here, okay, this is my Gabo. Okay, remember the Gabo X. So this is facing up. So I would keep it, but this one's not. This one's outside the circle. This one is not. This one is not. Those three are, okay? So as you can see, they're in a line, right? Which is really cool. So how I like to do it is I like to do present to future, okay? So closest to me in the circle will represent my present. Further out will represent things of the future. So I will go ahead and say, okay, so my Gabo, it's a gift, all right? So I can look anything like an opportunity's coming soon, all right, depending on my question. But we're just going to say I asked nothing, and I'm just going to let the stones tell me. So I have an opportunity. Maybe I have a partnership coming, okay? Or maybe I even have a sacrifice coming. You know, maybe I realized, or I will be realizing, that I have to sacrifice something to gain something better, okay? Then I'm going to go ahead and then I'm going to take my next one. And then I'm going to go ahead and interpret that, right? So I'm looking, does anyone remember what this one was? This is Fehu, okay? So this means wealth, and remember, it technically represents cattle, but wealth. And then we're looking at things like success, you know, maybe some type of money's coming your way, you know, anything like that. Or I can think of it as a creativity. But if I want to look on the negative side, I could look at destruction, right? Maybe, you know, because if I'm going to look at this as being a sacrifice, the Gabo as being sacrifice, and then I look at Fehu, and I'm going to look at it as a destruction, because that's just where I'm pulling to, it fits, guys. See? Sacrifice, destruction, okay? So maybe, you know, I'm realizing that if I don't sacrifice, I might have some type of tower type of world coming where I have to let the tower fall to be able to rebuild. Okay, so destruction of something or destruction of self. Now this one, it's technically out. Okay, so maybe I don't want to count that one because technically it's out of the circle and I only go with either the interior circle or the outerior circle. Okay, when you cast, another really cool thing about this is maybe I want to look at the inner circle as being, you know, present, and this outer circle as being future, okay? There's so many different ways you can read runes, okay? So keep that in mind. You don't necessarily have to know what the runes mean now to be able to cast. And that's why I love runes, because, listen, I forget sometimes what certain runes are, and I'll have to look, especially like the Odin rune, or as some people call it, the Weird rune, after the Weird sisters, the Trinities, all right? Because it's the Norse version, and that's what the blank rune is, all right? So then you could just interpret that how you need to based on fate. Now, there's another rune that represents fate, right? But maybe I want that to represent my fate. Maybe I want that to represent my past, present, and future, because maybe if I threw that, maybe then I'm like, okay, so this read is definitely going to be a past, present, and future type of read. You can interpret it that way. There's so many different ways you can interpret that blank rune, all right? And you'll see that in my part 3 when I do that and how we interpret that. Now, I told you the different ways of going about it, right? What I'm going to also go through is I've seen it this way. So I take my bag and I have all my runes in here, okay? We're going to use the bag first. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm talking too fast. I know it because this is like, I like doing this stuff. I'm so excited about this. So you can take it, have it in your bag, okay? Shake it up really good, thinking of what you want. Well, with me, I'm going to think of, you know, my house, my whole house thing, okay? Hey, Thelma. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hold it. And I'm going to pull my essence and my energy into these runes, because this is a part of me, okay? Self. Then what I'm going to do is, now this is how I've seen other people do it. I'm not going to pull. I'm just going to drop, okay? All the runes that are facing up will stay. So no, Okay, so those are all the runes that are facing upwards, okay? Now, I only want 3 runes, okay? That's what we're going to go. So I'm going to pull all these, put up the ones in my hand here. And I'm going to pick them up. Place only those ones back in my bag and recast. And I am going with only, no, actually, we're just going to go with only 3. So whichever 3 are left. And I'm going to keep doing this until only 3 are remaining. Okay, guys? Getting closer. And I'll take my bag again and cast. Alright, and I got my 3, guys, okay? So it doesn't matter where it lands. I'm just going to interpret based off of this. Maybe I want it to be past, present, and future. Now I can sit there and say present is going to be closest to me. The furthest one will be future. And then the one in the middle will be present, right? All right, so this will be my order, okay? Let's see if I can zoom in for you guys here. Okay, so there we go. So there's my past, my present, and future. Okay, so then I would interpret the runes as such. Okay, now I can sit there and I can break it down. So our first one, all right, we're definitely look at Azus. All right, now remember that's hold on, let me remind myself. Mouth, pretty much it's all about communication, like mouth of God. Communication was another one. You could even look at it like authority. Initiation, but we're gonna look at it as an advice card. Okay, so in the past maybe I was given advice. All right, that advice led me to my present, correct? So now we're looking at Uzus. All right, so we're looking at like what, if I'm not mistaken, I used that as more of an anchor. So our anchor can be more of a strength or a skill, maybe a courage. No. Hey, get her. Get her. Draga, go. Take her. Take her. I'm sorry, guys. We got a new pup, so she's... Yes, pull her. Go. Hey, dude. Just go. Be nice. I'm sorry, guys. Go. Go, Draga. Quit clapping your hands. That's not how she learns. You tell her to stay. I'm sorry, guys. So, the Uzus, or Urus, I'm sorry, is, like I said, it could be a skill thing. So maybe I had advice or I was communicated that I was going to be a warrior maybe, you know, and it's a skill. Or I was told, you know, to be courageous. So then I could look at it like that. Hey, it's an Asa, all right? And then we're looking at our all ye's. So our all ye's is our future card. So this is our home card. This is our sanctuary card. Oh my gosh, rune. So now we're looking at our sanctuary, okay? So these 3, I can sit there and literally look at it and be like, okay, so in the past, maybe I had an issue with communication. Or maybe someone communicated something to me. And then I'm looking at Urus, all right? And then Uru, like I said, that's my skill. You know, I have courage and strength. Or maybe in the present, that's what I'm being right now. I'm very courageous. I have strength, or I need to keep it going. And then in my future means that, you know, hey, finally, I might feel like I'm home. Maybe I'll feel like I'm finally in my sanctuary. Okay? So then I can interpret that like that. So there's my past, present, and future. I hope that makes sense. Okay? But there's so many different ways to cast these. Let me zoom back out, guys. Line this back up. I use like my little tower thing. Okay. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay. So let me put all these back in my little bag. Now, one nice thing too, another way you can cast is you can actually cast using a wooden bowl. Now, it has to be actual wooden bowl. It can't be fake wood. It has to be an actual wooden bowl. Bamboo bowls are the best with these, okay? Absolutely the best with them. I have one here, but I actually use it for my crystals, and I can't help myself. Like I said, I prefer to take whatever handful will fit in my hand, and then I will cast them. And then say beforehand, I'm gonna be like, okay, I want only 2 runes, and I want you to tell me how my day is gonna go, okay? And then I'll cast, and sometimes I'll say, okay, well, I'll just keep casting until I have 2 left. Or I'm gonna say, okay, whatever 2 land only in this area. I will pick it, okay, ahead of time before I actually throw these. All right, and then so that one, even though it's up, so I can't do that, so I'll just recast all these. And I'll just keep doing it, and it's fun. Or, here's another way, guys, okay? You have your bag, right? Take your bag. Uh-oh, I'm losing my runes. My babies, they're so beautiful. And I'm just going to think of my question, and I'm going to pick 1 rune and 2 runes, okay? And then I'll base whatever the question was off of that. Will you tell... Lucas, please stop. Stop. You're not going outside. No. No. And then, I'm sorry, it's been a long day. And then we just interpret it that way, okay? So there's so many different ways you can cast. Like I said, everyone's different. Everyone has their favorite way. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to know the runes word for word, but it's so nice. Maybe you just want to pull 1 rune of the day. That's also considered casting. Hear me. Oops, zoom back out. And that's considered casting. Maybe this is the rune. Okay, so... And I can tell you right now if this is right, because my day's been very interesting. So I'm gonna hold them. 1 rune of the day. I ask of thee. 1 rune of the day. So mote it be. Okay. See, does it have a little point at it? Uh-oh, I'm blind. I can't see. It does. Okay. No point. I had to zoom in just so I could see it. Okay. So this is your Wunyo, all right? This is a joy card. This is all about good news. It's about celebrations, family, can be tribe. So yes, this is a great rune today. How to make sure there wasn't a point. It's a great rune for me today because I adopted another pitbull. No surprise there. But her name is Draga. So she has made the family very, very happy to the point where my boys actually cried. So yeah. So this was a perfect rune for the day. It was joyful. Let's see if the secondary rune shows my other half of the day. Second half. And here's my Urus again. Okay. So this is about, you know, being determined, all right, having the courage and the skill. So, yeah, because what happened earlier in the day, I had to suck it up and apologize to someone for hurting their feelings. So I had the courage to do that. So, yeah, there's my other interpretation of my day. So I pulled 2 runes to represent my day today. And it was dead on, okay? Simple, very easy. Casting is not hard, guys. I promise you it's really easy. So I hope you guys had fun with this. Remember, cleanse them by smoke. Keep them out of the water, especially if you have crystal runes and wood runes. You don't want anything to happen to them. If you want to make your own runes, I would stick with woods that are fruit-bearing trees. They are the stronger and the strongest. But you can use any type of tree, to be honest. Even like birch is fantastic. Willow tree is even more powerful than people realize. But you can have crystal runes. Like I said, these are my lapis ones. They're absolutely beautiful. They're very powerful. Labradorite is a fantastic one. Carnelian, jasper, obsidian. If you like black stones. Obsidian is great too. Really, amethyst is a fantastic one. I just don't resonate with amethyst, so I'm not going to utilize amethyst. But some people do resonate more with amethyst than I ever could. But I like my darker stones. So maybe one day I'll finally find my bloodstones. And maybe I can find a set in, oh my gosh, Dragon's Blood. I was totally having a brain fart. So yeah, so I hope you guys learned a little bit on how you can cast. Like I said, it's so easy and so simple. And if I confused you, I'm so sorry. It's not intentional. But just know there's many ways that you can cast them with. You can cast them in their original bag, or if you have another felt bag that you feel more powerful on. Mine's a nice little small bag. It actually has the rune set. It's the original. You can use a wooden bowl. Make sure it's real wood. That way it holds the energy power more powerfully. You can use any style of cloth, remember. Any style of cloth. You can have no symbols on it. You can have whatever symbols you want. There are actual rune casting cloths if you so wish. I prefer my Celtic. I know I'm blending two into one. I have 2 point crystals. I have my bloodstone over here, and I have my clear quartz over there. Like I said, you can do this anywhere. You can pull one rune. It's still considered casting the rune of the day to see how your day is going to go. If you want to read for other people, it's possible, but I would then recommend throwing, as in casting, throwing them, and not having someone dig into your bag, because remember, these are yours. No one else should be touching them, okay? So I hope you guys had fun. I'm sorry it's short, but it's very simple and very easy. It's really not that hard. The hardest part is just learning the runes and their names and the meanings on them. But again, you don't have to know the meanings and stuff like that. All right. Well, I hope you guys had fun. I'm going to go finish dinner up, and I'm going to play with little Draga, and I hope she's enjoying her new home, which I think she is. She's loving Kong and Loki. Even though Loki's pouting because I brought another animal. He's like, not another. But I hope that was easy. If you want me to elaborate a little bit, please post a comment in the under this live, and I promise I'll respond. They will come straight to me, and I'll be able to answer any further questions. Remember, cleanse, 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 cleanse these babies. Okay, you definitely want to cleanse them, and you want to talk to them. Okay, it's like talking to your soul. Think of them as another you, all right? Why am I having this day? Why is it going this way? Kind of thing, right? So, I hope you have fun. Take some pictures, do your first casting if you've never cast runes before. Take a pictures and throw it on this live. I would love to see your guys. I would love to see your runes. If you want to throw me a picture of your guys' runes, please. I would love it. Okay? So I love you all. Blessed be. Happy Samhain, because it's only a few days away. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Kathy's live is tomorrow. So yay for oracles. So I hope you guys had fun. I know runes are a little tricky, but I promise you, they're just as powerful as anything. And they're very old. Okay, I love you. Enough chatting from me. Blessed be. Bye, sisters.